Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh, and this is episode 55. Time does fly when you're having fun, so
It sure does.
here we are, and still going. So it's a big weekend. Fair was this weekend, and what do you have planned, Jeff?
This coming weekend,
Yeah.
I'm going to Lizzo.
Jeff is going to Lizzo, and if you run into him, say hi, and he'll buy you a beer. The other thing that we have going on is we have an open house at 4406 Bowser, number 9, and that is going to be from 1 to 3. So if you are in that area, please stop by. We'd love to see you, and it's a great 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, amazing at $450. So
Yes.
come on by.
Yeah, please do.
Yep. Well, we've got a big show today, don't we?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
might as
we've
well
got some really cool properties.
jump in and get started on that. You want to tell us about the first one?
I'll be happy to. So the first one is 4859 Cedar Springs, and this is in a complex that is called River Oaks. It was built in the 1970s, and is one of the larger complexes through there.
Yeah.
It has been a complex that has really at one point went through some rough times, but has really recovered very nicely. These units are the traditional condo style. It's located just north of the Dallas North Tollway on Cedar Springs. It's got a walkable score. I think the walkable score on it is in the low 70s, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. That section of Cedar Springs is a little bit. It's not quite as wide and as some of the areas as you get closer down into Uptown, but you've certainly got great access to mass transit. The Dallas North Tollway is right there. Interstate 35. You've got the really great medical district that's just come back to life.
Yep.
So great area.
Yep, and this is one that we're actually bringing onto the show before it comes onto the market. So if this is something that you're interested in, let us know beforehand, and we can get you in before it goes live on Thursday. And this is going to be a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It has 1 covered parking and 1 uncovered parking space. Yeah. It's broken up into multiple buildings throughout the complex, so it's really nice. This one actually has a good proximity to the pool without actually being on top of the pool, which sometimes is a deterrent many times.
Yep, and this is one of the more protected buildings. It's not right on the Cedar Springs front of the property, but it's kind of hidden back in the center of the community. Really quiet because the outdoor space in this that is right off of the living room that we're looking at there doesn't have any real direct exposure from any of the neighbors. Your patio is really very well protected, but when you sit out there, you've got the view of the pool and lots of shrubbery and lots of greenery.
Right, and this is a really well laid out floor plan. As you can see here in this one, the kitchen renovation actually took the space in the back and added cabinets and countertop space that actually allowed them to create a wet bar or a dry bar and actually add the wine fridge as well.
Yeah, and this, it's a traditional galley style kitchen, as many of these units are there. But when the renovation was done, there was one section of the wall taken out that is where that dining room table would be, that really opens that room up and you don't feel like it's a galley kitchen any longer.
Nope, and this is one of the ones that they've actually gone through, and the kitchen includes a higher traditional refrigerator, the built-in microwave, and also a gas cooktop. So it's almost 100% done. I don't think there's much left that you would want to do to this one.
No, there's really not. And this is really the first French door both up and down refrigerator that I had ever seen, and it makes a lot of sense in this space because you do get just a little crowded as you get back toward the back of that, but with the way those double doors open, it really works out well.
Absolutely, and the way that the living room is laid out, there's plenty of room for no matter what size the sectional is. This one right here both has Eames lounger and ottoman, and then also the love seat. So you've got plenty of room in here. The other thing too is that you'll notice is that the popcorn ceiling is no longer, which is really great. Has an acoustic texture now to it, and really kind of conveys that mid-century modern feel, front door to back door on this one.
This was redone by a friend of ours that bought it, has lived in it now for a couple of years, and just really has a great eye when it comes to
Absolutely.
defining space and figuring out what's the correct ratio of furniture that fits in the rooms. But still provides a really livable space, and it's just super cool.
And one of the things too that was done is that the window in the master bedroom and the sliding glass doors in the living room were both replaced. So again, we're talking about both well done as far as cosmetically and the way that it looks, but also helping you save money from that standpoint. The little doors that you see onto the left-hand or the right-hand side, those actually go into the closet. And there's also a small little area right there where the chair was, and that actually is a little office space that he's made.
Yeah.
So great facility. The bathroom has also been redone. We also wanted to point out that it does come with a small washer and dryer in this unit, which is a very rare commodity. This is a view actually from the patio itself to where you can see the pool. Really good sized pool and well taken care of.
Yep. And this is, to kind of wrap this one up again, 4859 Cedar Springs Road, number 237, one bedroom, one bath, one covered, one uncovered space, 629 square feet, and is priced at
134, 900. Yep.
Okay.
And
Well,
that comes in at 214.47 a square foot.
sorry, I got a little funky on that for some reason. Like that doesn't.
Did your contact float?
Did one of my contacts floated? So anyway, on our next property, we're going to jump over to another really cool property that's right there in the Oak Lawn area, and this one is at 4212 Bowser, and this is unit number D. And this is, when I talk to people about Oak Lawn, it's kind of like Oak Lawn gets broken down into three parts for me, maybe
Okay.
even four parts. But there's, that's on between Cedar Springs and Maple Avenue. There's that area between Cedar Springs and Lemon, and then the area between Lemon and Highland Park.
Okay.
And this area is that Lemon to Highland Park, which a lot of people think is one of the better locations because you do abut Highland Park. You're only 3 or 4 blocks outside of Highland Park here. So if you're a runner, if you're somebody that gets out and walks at night, this is really a great location for you to be in. And it's only a block down the street from the one that we're holding open this weekend.
It is. It is just down the street. And the great thing too is if you're a commuter, this is an excellent 275 or to the toll road. And the other thing too is if you need to get to Love Field, this is probably, I don't know, 5-minute Uber ride
Yeah.
over if you needed it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of really positive things in this neighborhood. One of the things that we were surprised is the location of this unit in actually the complex. This actually sits at the very back. This is the front, and so this is what you would actually see if you pulled up from Bowser. But this unit is D, and so it starts with A and goes all the way back to D. D is the end unit, and interestingly enough, in this complex, they have actually separated it from the other three, and so it really registers almost as a single family unattached.
Yeah, correct. It does.
I was like, this is a huge because we're getting extra light and we're getting no wall share with neighbors.
Yeah, and this is this one is almost reversed, where the other ones in this complex, you walk down the left-hand side to the front door. This one has private garage entrance off of the alleyway, has almost private door entrance off of the driveway, the side that everybody else's driveway is on. It's just.
And it also opens up to its own little courtyard, which is really already gated and everything. So if you're looking for something that has a place for your pet, this is great. Now, you'll see that this is a really great open floor plan and has really nice transitions that allow space that actually is stepped down, helps designate that living space, but is centrally oriented so that you have the fireplace, the windows that flank it, and it all begins to kind of make sense.
Yeah, these were built in 2006, and that was there was a lot of really great construction going on then. This one's really stood the test of time to be 13 years old and look like it's almost brand new.
One of the things that I really liked about this one is the way that the living room transitioned into the kitchen with the large bar top area. But when you actually walked into the kitchen, it was enormous in there. And if you've ever been in a kitchen where the kitchen island abuts the cooktop and it's really close and it's like a two-person, this actually is large enough for 3 or 4 people in there. And you'll see that they've done the built-in microwave. And you can't see it from this angle, but there's really good natural light that's above the sink that just brings in and makes us feel so warm.
Yep, and as you go upstairs into this unit, they have one of the bedrooms upstairs set up as an office, and that works out really well. That room's got a really great sized closet on it, so it's very flexible in what you want to use it for.
And all of the rooms that we noticed, and the first room that we didn't talk about is on the first floor, but these have large walk-in closets as well. And this one on the second floor shares a bathroom or has a bathroom out in the hall, whereas the one on the first floor actually has its own bathroom ensuite.
Yeah, and this is the picture of the master bedroom and bath with fireplace in the master bedroom. This has the kind of the double half doors that open up and go into the master bath, and then you've got those double separate vanities in there that are really great size.
So one of the other things too that you can't quite tell on this one is that that's actually a jetted tub. The hexagonal tiles were a great add in this one. And again, everybody likes to have their separate space, and this just made a lot of sense. In the other images that we brought on here, you'll see that there's a backyard space that we have. And then last but not least, in the sake of time, we'll show you the last picture, which is the terrace. And the terrace is actually a live-in outdoor space that is also situated where it does have a TV as well.
Yeah, and this is probably one of the better unobstructed views with the rooftop terrace there. And, it felt to me like everything that was going to be built up around it was, so that, your opportunity of having that view for a while is probably there.
And that is downtown, and this picture doesn't do it justice, but it is very clear, and in the nights it would make an amazing view.
Really. 4212 Bowser number D is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, a little over 2,500 square foot, built in 2006, and is priced at $645,000, which is about $257 a square foot.
The next one we're going to move to is 2843 Lee Street, and this is actually jumping to the other side of 75. And this area is kind of being coined at times as, we talked about this on the way out of the office, East Village. A great little area that has come up, and this is an amazing house. So we'll show you the picture on the map, but we're not going to spend too much time just because we really want to hit some of these photos and really kind of go over it. Really great to commute on this one. 75 is just off of the access, gets you up and down. And then if you needed to cross over, you can get on Fitzhugh and be in West Village quickly. But again, downtown is just a stone's throw away as well.
Yeah, walkable score of 84 on this one.
This is a really great neighborhood. Hungry Billy is just around the corner. Now, this one is amazing because this is actually designed by the architect who is an AIA award-winning designer or architect, and that's Lionel Morrison. And throughout this home, you're going to see just amazing features throughout it. This is actually from the front door down, and that's the side yard that goes down it. This home is a showcase home where art is what you live with in this home.
Yeah, very much so. The current owners, there was quite a bit of art lighting in it, but the current owners have added some really important fixtures in that just give the home a really great feel when you walk in. One of the things that you run into, I think, a lot of times with this style of construction is homes that end up being a little cold or a little sterile, and this one does not.
No.
The textures that were used, the colors that were used, the lighting that was used, all meld together just beautifully to create a really great gallery.
Yeah, it really is a gallery. I mean, you don't see the steps here, and this is why it's one of those things you really want to go to the house, but it's situated so that it does have Carrera marble steps that lead down into that living room. The living room is actually looking onto a pool that has a water feature at the end of it, so it just begins to incorporate the inside to the outside as an art piece. When you go throughout the house, the kitchen is almost seamless in the way that it transitions, being an open concept. You can see again that the Carrera marble here that is used on the countertop was also what was used on the steps, so it just begins to play off of itself as it does with the built-in cabinets that are of, I believe it is black walnut. So this home is situated where it is a two-story. We did not get a picture, but one of the most amazing things about this one is in the entryway, you can actually, there is frosted dark glass, and actually behind the dark glass is where the half bath is.
Yeah, it was a really interesting use of that space. And you didn't, I mean, I kind of looked at it because there was this door calling me to come and open it, but being the frosted glass, I didn't know what was going to be behind it. So it was really great. This is a picture of the master bedroom. They've hardwood floors on the second floor that really warm this place up. The lighting, again, when you go into the master bedroom, is still just spectacular. I was looking at that wall behind the master bed, and I can't remember what that surface was.
It was black mirror.
Black mirror, thank
Yep,
you.
which is amazing. The other thing too is they've taken great care in the master bathroom as well. The way that the frosted glass goes across is really seamless, in the fact that one side is going to be for shower, the other side is for the toilet, and it doesn't stop there. The closet system is California closet system and is amazing and balances out that entire room. This is also has a downstairs living room that was a great size, and again, the way that it's done with a nice moody lighting that allows to highlight the art. You see, in this time, for the first time, we've seen dark plantation shutters. Typically, we always see them in white, but we see them here in a dark gray that kind of blends perfectly into the cabinets and into the built-in counters.
And that's really something that I think a lot of arty type people are getting into, because there was a home that we looked at over in not far from this one that had used the black
That's true.
shutters on it, and it really just kind of gives
He also had an art collection.
yeah, it
Yep.
just really gives it a great pop.
Downstairs, you'll see this is the guest bathroom that is actually behind the frosted glass that we just couldn't get a picture of, but you have to take our word for it that it is amazing.
Yep. Outdoor space on this is not to be forgotten. Really cool backyard with outdoor, it's kind of just an outdoor living area. And, as Weston said, the water feature on the end of the pool really kind of adds to the sound that you get out there, just the feeling, the softness, the sounds of the city just kind of disappear.
And one of the great things about this house is it is automated. So whether it's locking the doors, the sound system, the lights, the HVAC, this house is set up so that it can be pretty much managed from your phone. So a great house. We can't say how much we enjoyed this house. 2843 Lee Street. It is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, 2,400 square feet, built in 2005 by Lionel Morrison, the architect.
Yep, and that is priced at $945,000, which for a work of art like this is a really great value at $388 a square foot. And we wanted to say thank you to Jared Barnes for letting us talk about his listing today.
Thank you so much. Well, in the second segment, we are going to switch gears, and we're going to talk about something that has really kind of shown up on the radar, and we kind of wanted to get ahead of it because there's a lot of unknown, and then some people get really upset further down the thing, and for lack of a better term, it is iBuying. Tell us a little bit about what this is.
Yeah, our second segment today is as Weston said, it's a topic that not even a lot of realtors have truly understood yet. And working for one of the larger companies in our marketplace, our company has just really been out there trying to educate agents about it. And so we wanted to bring it today and just kind of go through a few topics on all of this, because even I'm getting inundated with ads from all of these companies. And so really, I think the number one question is, what are iBuyers?
Because iBuyer sounds like it's from my iPhone, but it's not that. It's just to denote. It's just denotation.
Yeah.
And so it's this all-encompassing. When you ask for a Coke, you're actually going to then tell us exactly what kind of Coke you want. And is an iBuyer. What kind of iBuyer should they be aware of?
Yeah, it's the iBuyers. They really started several years ago. Gosh, in 2005, 6, 7. With the We Buy Ugly Homes franchise. And, we saw them advertised on billboards everywhere. And there are a couple of local people that do this same thing and have for many, many years. And other companies that do it are Open Door, OfferPad, Knock, Perch, Zillow Instant Offers. There are all of these online companies that offer this product. But, the the devil's in the details, as they say. And so, the second question that we've gotten from a lot of people is, how do these companies operate?
And it's a really interesting way. I think that they're typically preying on someone who is in a must-move, fast situation, pay it off, or have the money to actually go out and do something. And so basically what you do is go online and make an offer to submit and have them give you what they'd pay for it. And it's at these times that you get the automated valuation.
Yeah.
And it's never quite what typical transaction agent would say.
Yeah, automated valuation models here are really a little bit, they're off because we're not a public disclosure state. Correct. When it comes to sales prices. So many times they have to use the tax roll district. They use the last
listing price.
Last listing price. They might use, what the mortgage was on it when property was purchased, and they try to massage all that together. Even our MLS has an automated valuation model built into it. And one of the interesting things about it is it gives you a confidence score also. And, we've kind of learned to work, to look at those and kind of use it as a point of reference, but we can usually see when the confidence score goes below 70%, it can be 25% off either direction.
Absolutely. So, and then what happens is then they'll make you an offer, and the offer is then reduced by 8% up to 20%. And people need to be aware that that is higher than what currently it costs to sell or buy a home or sell a home these days.
Yeah, this is when they talk in their commercials about not having to pay commissions, they just don't call it commissions, but they call it a convenience fee. So it's in there.
It's
going to cost you more.
And then then typically what happens is the buyer of this company then will do the inspection just as if it was a normal transaction. So you haven't changed the transaction at all. They're doing the same things that would happen as a regular transaction.
Yeah, it's and then based on whatever they think those repairs are going to be, they will come back and then reduce the offer by that amount. The National Association of Realtors says that the average amount of a reduction over repairs is $7,100. So if you think about that, so in the iBuyer world, most of these companies don't want to offer to buy anything unless it's above $200,000 or under $300,000. And so even if it's on the higher end of that spectrum and you've got to deal with another $7,000, that's an additional 2.5% to 3% that is coming off of the price of that house already.
The other thing to keep in mind is that this is not an end user, this is an investor. And typically investors are not in the practice of paying over or at market value. They want everything well below. So you have to take that in consideration, that they're never going to be the one that's going to jump out there and be ahead or at market value.
Right. And there is I hate to just completely disparage this business model because it does, and that there are some scenarios where this would fit in really well. If somebody inherited a piece of property that they don't have the wherewithal to do repairs to, or maybe they inherited a piece of property in a different state that they have no real connection to that place, and so there are expenses going along with selling that property that somebody's going to go through just in the time and the travel. This might make a great scenario for them to use. But in the end, what does it cost you to use an iBuyer? Well, first of all, your first offer is going to be potentially below fair market value.
Always.
And then you'll have another 7 to 10% in fees. And then you'll have the cost of repairs that they find that will be taken off. And so, ultimately you might be looking at an offer price that could be, 15 to 20% below what real fair market value for that property would be.
Which is, it's just a really difficult thing to think about, that somebody can get a piece of property for that much below, given the fact that we see this all the time and you can get the true market value for these homes.
Yeah, and we did I pulled a piece from that our company had put out to its agent base, and without going through all of the detail in this, the column on the left is if you were to use a traditional realtor in the transaction. The column in the right is if you were to use an iBuyer. And taking all of those fees and charges into consideration, you would actually net $38,000 more in this $300,000 sale using a realtor as compared to the iBuyer.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's 11-12%. So
Yeah. So these are things that we just wanted to point out because we're going to see more and more of these. But if you've seen these things, I think that the funniest one is the little caveman that says we buy ugly homes. And I think that there's just new branding and new marketing that's kind of trying to change the way that it looks at. But if you just remember, that's basically at the end of the day, who is trying to buy your home as an investor.
CarMax for homes.
That's it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So how do you get the best return in selling your home? Number one, give us a call. We are happy to talk to you, even if you're just starting to consider this, or if you're 100% mentally committed that you're ready to sell your home, give us a call. We'd be happy to talk to you. One of the things that we will do is be able to get you the best comparable data. And, Weston and I go out and preview a lot of property every week. We show buyers and a lot during the week. And so we see a variety of property, and we can usually go through the comps through MLS and then go out and do field work to help really narrow down to what the best comparables are. And
the other thing too is that we actually see the sold data inside of MLS. So even if the house is already under closed and we can't get into it, we can actually pull the information and then usually pick up the phone, call the agent, and if there's something that we're unfamiliar with that doesn't quite make sense, we're able to kind of get that explanation and work that into the factor when calibrating the price for your home.
yeah, and it's one of the things that we help you do is determine a strategy, because there are different strategies in how you're going to sell your home. And whether it's you want the speediest, most efficient sale, or if it's one that you want to time your possession of the home beyond a certain date. There's something going on that you need to stay in your house till then.
Well, that's an iBuyer wrap. Kind of gives you a good overview of what to be aware of. And if you have questions about this, we'd love to talk to you about it and go over and help you make a best decision.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of electronic pieces that we could send you as well. So if you have any questions, give us a call on that.
Absolutely. Well, we're about 3 minutes ahead of schedule, but I still think that's a good wrap for us.
Yeah, that was good show today. So
well done.
Yep. So thank you very much for tuning in today. We really do appreciate it. If you're not watching us on our Facebook page, go visit it, like us, comment on any of the shows. We'd be happy to talk about whatever topics you need. Go to visit our Instagram account. We usually have pictures of the properties we have for sale and other things that are going on in the marketplace. UpdikePugh.com is our website. Go out there and set up market searches for yourself, get all the detail on buying and selling a home. Homeprice.fyi is our website where you can go out and get an instant property value on your home, put the address in, a couple other pieces of info about the property, and you will instantly have a value. And last of all, connect with us in all the traditional ways. Our phone number is 214-377-2223, and we want to thank you for tuning in.
And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.